Welcome. Identity Theft Loss Prevention is honored to give you access to more great information. In today's topic, we're going to discuss the importance of an identity theft prevention team. I'm going to break it down in a couple different categories. First of all, category number one, why do we need to even have somebody in charge? Well, the law requires it. As a matter of fact, that designation of this prevention officer, we call it an identity theft prevention officer, must actually be derived by the board or the ownership. It's very, very imperative that you have this. However, we know most higher education institutions do have somebody designated towards this role. But if that worked, why is higher education always in the top two industries for information exposure? There's just too many moving parts. Let's think about this. Let's break it down for a second to the next category. And that category is, look at all the different pieces of information your organization deals with. Not any information specific to any law, but information as a whole. What departments does that encompass? Nearly every single one of them. Think about this though. When those departments learn about certain protection aspects with the information that they handle in their areas, where do they learn it from? All these different conferences, webinars, vendors, whomever it may be. And what do? I mean, this could be the bursar, business officer, public safety, financial aid, the list goes on and on and on. And when they get information from these, let's just use conferences in this example, what do they do with it? Well, they do what they should do. They come back and they make changes. Here comes the challenge though, as we have to have an identity theft prevention program. That program's all encompassing of all protection of all information, whether it falls under a certain law or a certain process or whatever it may be, we need to protect information. So when a certain department comes back and makes changes based on what they heard, what does that do to the overall prevention program? It's like throwing a stone in the water. We get a ripple effect. And that ripple effect could be negative, positive, or neutral. Most of the time, as a matter of fact, when we're out in the field and we're privileged to visit many higher education institutions to help them with their programs, we find on average over 200 areas of exposure with organizations that just have one person designated. It's not fair to that person. They don't understand all the moving parts. They're not supposed to. For instance, many times this designated person is technology. Now, how is technology supposed to know and understand all this information in other areas that don't involve technology? Now, don't get me wrong. Technology more than likely has that job function, or that department function of storing of information electronically and login and passwords and that's fine. But we're talking about all the processes of information. Here's your quick solution. Here's your quick fix. Develop an identity theft prevention team. Now, this team is going to be multifaceted. There's going to be multi-tasks, if you will, that need to be encompassed within this team. Now, there will be certain individuals that take each little task and move forward with it. Now keep in mind, these tasks need to be bite-sized. And why is that? Because these folks are employed full-time outside of identity theft prevention. They do their normal day-to-day job functions to help the college or university grow, and student funding and recruiting and all these kind of things. So these tasks, again, need to be bite-sized. What I encourage that you do is request from us a free ebook on how to set up that team. You can reach out to us by emailing info@idtlp.com. So info@idtlp.com, or visit our new Privacy and Security Officer Association website at www.idtpo.com. Stands for Identity Theft Prevention Officer. So www.idtpo.com.